Alright, still in Helena. Had a nice 0 yesterday, and now I'm going to get some crepes. Good morning. Back out on trail. There it is right there. You can't really see it, but had a great time in Helena. And yeah, probably our last 0 before we hit the Canadian border, depending on our glacier permits. We might be forced to take a 0, but it was really nice, really rejuvenating. Got all the food, ice cream, crepes, sushi. So yeah, was ready to be back out on trail. And so this stretch is from Helena to, I'm not sure if we're going into, we can choose between Lincoln and Augusta next, and then we'll definitely be going into Augusta after that. So just the way that the trail is and the roads that hit the trail, we can kind of choose. So yeah, excited for this stretch. It's kind of been rolling hills again like the last stretch. I'm not complaining. So yeah, pretty easy hiking and feeling good. Good morning. I think we've decided to skip going into Lincoln. We're gonna go to this gear shop that we've been hearing about. It's right off the trail. Hikers have been calling it Dave's, because I think Dave or David is the owner, but it's called something else. So I'll update you when we get there. We're supposed to get there at lunch today, and we might either take a longer lunch there to resupply with all the good stuff, or we might camp there. So yeah, I'll show you the cool spot. Apparently has a lot of great gear, and he has all the hiker food we could need as long distance hikers for decent prices. So we figured it'd be cheaper doing that than going into town, because when I go into town, I spend a lot of money on town food and lodging. So yeah, excited to keep on trekking, getting closer and closer to the Bob, which is short for the Bob Marshall Wilderness and Glacier. All right, I've been having these every morning, not right when I wake up, early in the morning, as a snack. Breakfast number 1 out of like 4. I know my health coach friends are gonna kill me, but my diet is basically junk food on this trail. Usually I have a pretty healthy diet in my normal life, but trail, it's all about the M&Ms. And just to redeem myself a little bit while I'm like crunching on my morning snack, I do try to eat veggies and salad when I'm in town. I really crave like vitamin C too, so I do like orange juice a lot. So I try to balance things out in town. But the great thing about these is they don't melt or melt very fast. So I think it's like August 17th today. It's been in the 90s every day here, and a lot of the locals were telling me that it's been unseasonably hot, so snacks like this are great. All right, We are hiking to this High Point fire tower. Whew, lots of up today. Probably isn't the best time for me to video because I'm going up. So I'm going to be huffing and puffing, but well, so good morning. Yesterday we went to Dave's, his outfitter. I think it's called High Divide Outfitter officially. He didn't allow for doing any sort of video on property because he lives there too. So didn't do that, but I'll tell you about it. So did a resupply for about 4 days, 4.5 days. He had everything we needed in his shop. He is a long distance hiker himself, so he knows exactly what we need. So he had everything we needed. He had ramen and mashed potatoes and oatmeal bars, all the good stuff. He also had a ton of gear. So fortunately I didn't really need anything, but he had everything I could have needed. Even if I had to like replace, okay, I'm gonna stop. Kind of an incline. So yeah, he had everything. If I needed to like replace my tent or sleeping bag, he had so much gear. It was like an REI in a small space. So yeah, I stayed there for, gosh, I think I stayed there for like 5 hours. Had cold drinks. So I ate lunch there and then headed out. Only did like maybe 13.5 miles yesterday, but I kind of considered that a town day because we're not going into Lincoln. We just did this instead. So next stop is Augusta in about 4.5 days. Might take a zero there, I'm not sure, depending on when we get in. So show you the pretty view. So we have some ridge walking today. The rolling hills have disappeared and now we're doing peaks and ridge walking, kind of like what we did in Colorado. Really beautiful. We do have a couple of storms there and there. But I think we have a good window to get through. Rogers Pass. We have a privy, very fancy. Parking lot, my tent. Tag. And there's a bear box back there. So we don't have to hang our food tonight. Take a little vid of Rogers Pass. Here we go. Back into bear country. We are getting back into bear country, so you can probably hear my bear bell. It's a little soft. But yeah, we haven't really been in grizzly country since Yellowstone. But starting at Rogers Pass apparently is where a lot of bears are seen. We saw a bear yesterday. It was a black bear in the morning, so probably gonna see more. And yeah, I've been seeing some bear scat again. So yep, gonna be extra careful. Breakfast in a yurt.
Hey, I'm just having breakfast.
Breakfast in a yurt. Here's mine.
Didn't see you there.
Lemon meringue pie, coffee. Yeah, look at this place. Oh, and what are you having? Mm-hmm.
Milk.
Oh.
Coffee.
Wow, there you go. It's just like a perfect morning.
Yeah, very spectacular. Out of the wind, out of the cold, sort of.
Yeah. Wow, that's so cool. Cots if you need to stay overnight. View. And a guest book. Okay, this is really ridiculous, but I got this at Dave's shop. And it's really actually very small. For like espresso or cappuccino. So I'm having my coffee. And it brings me so much joy. All right, we had a freak, what would you call it? Thunderstorm, hailstorm, deluge. So now we're in dry clothes. Yep. Everything else is wet. Having something hot. What are you making, Steve?
Hot chocolate.
Yep, hot chocolate. Hot chocolate dessert, and then I have some of my stuff there. Everything's pretty much wet, so we're gonna try to stay warm. And then there's our cute little tent area back there. Had to emergency set up, so trying to get warm. Cheers. Looks like this might have happened yesterday, possibly. Intense storm. Pretty sunrise. No clouds yet. It's starting out to be a pretty day. We'll see what happens, but let's talk about the storm yesterday. So it was kind of akin to the storm I was in Colorado. I think maybe week 13 for hypothermia. So it was really hot during the day, and then got really cold, started hailing. So yesterday the storm lasted for like 2 hours, and then we decided to set up because it was getting cold and all soaking wet. Like my legs were completely soaked. I have dry clothes on now, luckily, but yeah, I decided to set up, and we didn't really want to be on this ridge walk in the lightning storm. There was lightning. Part of the time it was just thunder, so we kept hiking. But yeah, I didn't want to be exposed on the ridge with the lightning, so tried to stay safe. And we're still expecting to get into Augusta on time. So in 3 days, the morning of the third day. Today's day 1, 2, and then the morning of the third day. So that'll be day 5 on this stretch from Dave's place. I think day 7 from the previous jump. So yeah, really beautiful this morning. Thankfully, my tent dried out overnight, but my clothes are still soaking wet, so you can see my fleece, my socks on the back, and then probably take some time, hopefully during lunch. I think there's a thunderstorm supposed to roll in today, but it's not until later. It's been later in the day these past couple days, so hopefully we can catch some sun at lunch a little earlier to dry our clothes out. Look at how beautiful this is. We're getting closer to the Bob, which is the Bob Marshall Wilderness. Oh, it's gorgeous. And there is a little Stevie Wonder hiking along this cool ridge wall. There he goes. And here we go on the ridge walk. Remnants of hail from last night's storm. Wow, a lot over here. Glad I wasn't up here when it hit. It's pretty intense. But now we have beautiful weather. Oh my God, another storm! Ah! How you feeling, Steve?
I'm good under the tree.
This is crazy! This is all huge hail. I'm kind of sheltered, but look at the trail. Tell the weather's been quite foul. about 10 a.m. and we decided we probably won't be able to dry our stuff out today. Pretty much all my clothes are wet, except for my sleep clothes. So we're gonna try to book it into town. I think it's over 25 miles. We're going up right now, but the terrain is actually pretty docile today. So hopefully we're making it into town early today versus tomorrow morning. Yay, we're in town. Okay, made it to Augusta early. How do you feel, Steve?
I feel good.
See, we could be in that storm back there.
Yeah.
But no, we're here and we're about to get some food.